Hello, beautiful souls. This is Vinita Kumar, also known as twinflameunion, bringing you guys in this week's pep talk and empowerment. It's the topic that I have for today is catalyst twin flame. This was actually a viewer's request that was requested some while back, but I had a string of videos that I needed to put out. So here it is for the viewer that wanted me to talk about this topic. And for some of you that are actually interested in the topics that I want, that you want me to talk about, you can also list them in the comments and I will definitely air it if I know anything about the topic. And this one actually is something that is my personal experience. So it goes to just show that some of the experiences you have in your twin flame journey, especially if you're doing your mission work, it actually helps to teach and empower others that are going through the same thing. So catalyst twin flame is the topic, and some of you also know them as the near twin flame or the false twin flame. So all of these terminology that is being used in the community, it's the same thing. It's meant to talk about the same type of connection. So we're going to dive deep into this. And for those that are new into this channel, please do not forget to hit like, share, and subscribe, as well as hit the notification bell for any future videos. You may want to look at my other topics that I have already aired on YouTube. And also, if you need to book any private sessions with me, you can do that directly from the description box, which is the website details there, and you can actually purchase and book directly from there, as well as just want to add that 10% of twinflameunion sales also go to charity work, so you can actually take a look at that as well. And that's all in my website, so you can have a look at all that information. And as usual, for my ardent viewers that are here, you know that I always link any blogs that pertain to the topic, and I have actually written about this article, so I will actually link that as well for the new viewers that are drawn to this topic and you want to read the article itself. You can do that as well, and all that information will be in the description box. But before we dive deep into any of this, let's hit it. And welcome back. So today's topic is the catalyst twin flame. Now, I have some of my notes written down as usual, as some of my viewers know, so that I don't stray too much away from the topic, because this topic is it's actually very intense, because a lot of collectives go through that, and I don't want to say that all of them do, because it depends on your soul contract. This is why it's interesting and as well as important to know what your soul contracts are. Sometimes you are meant to go through a false twin, near twin flame, or catalyst twin before you actually meet the real twin flame. So it's just the way that you decided before you incarnated that that's the soul experience that you were going to have, and the whole point of encountering one is so that you are actually getting prepared for the real one. So that's usually the reason why you actually encounter your false twin or your catalyst twin flame, because they're actually going to be preparing you for the arrival of the real one. And first and foremost, my viewer that requested me this topic, she wanted me to, or he, I don't know what the name was, but the person wanted me to just list some of the telltale signs, and I'm gonna go over some of them, but I'm gonna say that first and foremost, that if you are dealing with a catalyst twin flame, you will not know that you are dealing with a catalyst twin flame until the new one arrives, the real one. So it's just the way that the soul works. So there's no way of you knowing 100% that you're actually dealing with the false twin flame until the real deal shows up in your life, and you see the difference between the real one and the false one, and that's like night and day. So I just want to put that out there, because I know that and I will tell you some of the telltale signs as well that will distinguish them from the ones that are dealing with the real twin flame. So just wanted to put that out, because the signs and syncs are not gonna give you too much information, and there's a higher reason for that, and that is that it's your soul that's driving the chariot, your higher self. And your higher self, I talk about this all the time in my teachings as well as here on YouTube, that your higher self is the boss. And when it comes to your soul growth, your lessons, your learning process, your higher self, your soul will not let anybody interfere with it. And that is the holy grail, if you want to call it. The way it works is that none of your guides, none of your ascended masters, none of your gods that you believe, none of the higher powers, the God, universe, whatever have you that you feel is the higher divine power, will not interfere when it comes to your soul lessons. That just goes to show that your higher self is the boss. And I say that because time after time I've seen that in my own journey when it comes to some of my ego desires or my ego coming in the way. Ego-based stuff is all 3D regular stuff, right? So when it comes to all of that, I find that sometimes I get the wrong information even through channeling and whatever have you, because I'm not known to know too much. I'm supposed to be just kind of riding the chariot along as I go by. So this is just something that I personally encountered time after time in my own personal journey. So this is why I say that your higher self will allow to give you so much information. After that, if they just cut it off, and if you keep pestering your higher self and you start looking for answers, it'll give you wrong answers as well. So just be aware of that. I just want to put that out there because it will happen. I don't know anybody that hasn't gone through that. So that just goes to show that it's so important to understand that. And yeah, you can get mad at your higher self, but it is you in a godlike form. So there's not much you can do. You can get mad at yourself, but that's about it. That's you cannot blame anybody else for what your higher self is wanting you to experience. So there you go. Now, one of the telltale, I'm gonna rewind this because I'll kind of strung along with some of my own experiences, just so that you guys can all understand the dynamics of the catalyst twin flame. Usually what happens is there's not that many teachers that actually are able to teach the catalyst twin flame and false twin flame information, unless they've actually dealt with them themselves. It's because it's only I want to say 40% or a good 28-30%, whatever have you, of the collectives have actually experienced that. So not everybody would have. So it all depends on the teacher, just what they have experienced in their time. And I know that a lot of profound light workers that I have come across in my journey, that I've got to know, they've actually dealt with a twin flame that was false. So I do know that it does exist. It's and whatever information that I have, like my article and whatever I have talked about so far, about the catalyst twin flame, a lot of collectives do resonate with it because they found that it was very, very similar. So I'm gonna say one thing for sure. There's some really weird memes that are floating around within the collectives that I do not agree with when it comes to catalyst twin flame, because catalyst twin flame, false twin flame, whatever have you, they are still your soulmate, because they have a very strong soul connection. And I want to put that out there first on the signs of and the signs and things of it. Reason why being, and this is why a lot of times people confuse them, because here they are feeling the soul connection with this person, which is the catalyst twin flame, and they mistake it for being their twin flame, because it's the connection is very strong, it's very intense. So I just want to say that any of the catalyst twin flame, false twin flame, or near twin flame will not have the narcissist personality disorder. Now, I know that people love to talk about narcissistic tendencies and personality and what have you. I've actually written a blog about that, and that is that actually it's a medical condition, and you can read up on it. You may disagree with it. It's up to you, but that's medical science for you. And I've done my research around it before I wrote the article to know that that's what it is. And people that have actually NAD and narcissist personality, so NPD, anybody that has that disorder, I just want to add that it is actually a medical condition, and usually it's diagnosed by somebody that is either a psychiatrist or somebody that is in the doctorate level. So yeah, it's not, you can't just go ahead and blame and label people some serious diseases that are, when I say diseases, it's a mental disease, it's a mental condition, right? You can't just go around and just say things like that. I mean, if it's going to make you feel better, go for it. But I when I was writing the article, and I will link that one too for you guys to have a look, I don't know anybody that I have come across that has all those tendencies. So I don't know what kind of people deal with, but I have never come across them, because again, that's, I mean, just because one person has one trait from there, that has come up in a connection or a relationship situation or friends, family, cousin, or whatever have you, it's, you have to have a pattern of the same behavioral for it to be labeled as narcissistic. So if a person has just one trait that you saw one time, it does not label as them, So I'm just, you got to be careful here how you label and blame people for things like that. So yeah, it is a condition, and a lot of times people are not even aware of it. So I want to say that that's the number one sign for anybody that is dealing with a soul connection, because a soul connection, no matter what, whether it's a twin flame or whether it's a catalyst twin flame or soulmate or whatever have you, any of the soul connections that you have, they are not meant to harm you in any way, right? They will not, I mean, they only give you lessons, and that's what it is. Even in twin flame connection, you get like so much lessons around it. And if you look at things through the perspective of a soul lesson, then it makes sense in many ways. So just know that any experiences you get, nothing is bad experiences as long as you learn from it. But I mean, the only time you can think of it otherwise is if they've actually physically harmed you in any way. And again, soul connections will not do that. And I've talked to many people over a period of time to know that soul connections, any soul connections, are divine connections, so they actually don't physically harm you in any way, especially if you are dealing with people on a romantic setting. They don't harm you in that way. That's just the way it is. So yeah, so narcissist personality disorder, or anybody that you think has a trait and is your twin flame or your catalyst twin flame, doesn't exist. So yeah, take that off your list. So that's not what it is. Number 2 sign. Now, back in the days when I was, and this is about 3 years ago, when I was awakened to my twin flame journey, and at that time I knew I was a twin flame, and then the person that I was dealing with in my connection, because it was a soul connection, I felt that he was my twin flame just because everything that at that time I had read up on was pointing out on that. And if you ask me now in today's time if those articles exist in my research, those ones don't exist. And that's another thing that I've noticed, just in the past 3 years within the community, that all these fancy articles get written and then they disappear. I don't know where they go. I don't know where the teachers go. It's very, very important to follow teachers and your gurus and your mentors that are actually well balanced, and that they won't disappear in the thin air or disappear overnight. Because in my time I had read a lot of articles, and I don't see them anymore. I only know just a few good ones that are still standing as teachers that continued writing and as they evolved in their spiritual journey. They kept going, and thank God that those ones are still there. But yeah, a lot of these articles are not around. But in my time when I was doing the research, I want to say that there were some signs that that they pointed out in their article, and I think it somewhat resonates because I kind of threw that in my article as well, because it was very close to the signs and things that I had around the catalyst twin flame. So one of the signs that was mentioned, and I wrote that in my article, is that the person that you perceive it to be your catalyst twin flame, they will have their birthday very close to the to your relative members and friends or what have you. And I want to say that that is true, because my catalyst twin flame, his birthday was on the same day as one of my best friends from childhood. So, and 3 days, 4 days before, after my mom's birthday. So my mom's is on the, I won't tell you what the dates are, because again, this is the catalyst twin flame I'm dealing with, not the real twin flame. My real twin flame wouldn't care. So I have to be very careful how I do this video. And even when I wrote the article, I had to be very careful how I said it too, because yeah, your catalyst twin flame is very, very different in personality. And I'll tell you that later on into the video. So, so yeah, my mom is born before, and then 4 days later is my catalyst twin flame. And then I also have a cousin. I have 2 cousins. They are twins, actually, by birth, and they are a day before born, on the same month and the date. So it just goes to show. So my friend is born on the same date and day. Well, date for sure. Day I don't know, because yeah, that's going to differ. And my mom 4 days prior, and then my cousins, both twins, are a day before. So this just goes to show that that particular sign, whatever I had read in that article, was definitely true about that. So yeah, you'll have to look at your own connection and see whether that actually resonates or not. So that's one of the signs. And another sign that I want to say that is going to run home to many, and this is different from the narcissistic personality disorder, because it is different, because I still, while I wrote that article, I don't want to say that was one of the signs that was given in there or in my research. So I want to say it as that. The second sign that I want to say is that the connection will feel draining. And I remember while I was dealing with my catalyst oh my goodness, like I used to keep telling all my friends, and I didn't even understand. I wasn't even awakened to the twin flame journey at that time. I was just, I was just going through some awakening process, but I wasn't even aware at the time that I was a twin flame. And I kept telling my friends and even my family, that this particular person is just draining me. And that's what I felt. And whenever I ran into this person, we never dated. We never had a romantic setting in anything. We just were attracted to each other at some point, and that's where it actually went. It didn't go any further than that. I never, I never met the person one-on-one in any surroundings, vicinity, whatever have you. So it was just something that you could say it was just a connection and an attraction connection. But at that time it was pretty intense for me, and I had very strong feelings, for the person at that time. So yeah, I used to just say this to my friends, and whenever we had a very different kind of setting where I would run into the person. So whenever I would run into the person, I would notice just from dealing with the person that sometimes he would look gaunt and just very, very drained in energy, and then just being around me, I could just see the transformation in him. So just and I want to say that the biggest telltale sign would be that they would be sucking your energy a little bit. So kind of like a vampirish, sort of. I want to say energy vampire, because that's what they are. And they will drain you dry, like almost like bleed you off, from all your, I know it sounds really gruesome, but that's what it is. It's the biggest sign that you will feel when somebody's actually draining you like this. And yeah, that connection will drain you. And a lot of times they will actually come in your dreams, and that's another issue that I had, and I used to really, really drive me off the wall, because though I had forgiven him in a conscious level, subconscious level, I don't know, whatever you call it, I've done so many rituals, I've done so much healing, or I did, and it no matter what, this person used to just show up in my dreams a lot, and I dreamt of more of my catalyst twin flame than my actual twin flame. And just recently I started dreaming about my real twin flame, and of course his dreams are not my real twin flame. Whenever I dream of him, it's nothing, it's not draining or whatever have you, but even in my dreams I felt that this particular person was draining me in there too. And it was just, there were a lot of times when I used to forgive him in the dreams too, but it was just there. And just recently, I want to say that chapter kind of closed off. Like I said, we never had a romantic setting, but because this person, I don't know, soul connection, you want to call it, just didn't know the boundaries that I had created 2.5 years ago, or 3 years ago, because I've been awakened a little bit longer than 3 years now. And he just didn't understand the boundaries, and I sorted that out. I won't tell you how, because like I said, this is all in a very public platform. So, and my catalyst twin flame is not going to understand this video, so I'm not gonna go too much into it. But finally, I want to say that he had pulled his energy back, and it feels a relief, because now if I ever run into him in any setting, he doesn't trigger me in any way. So I want to say thank God that God bless him, that he sent me many lessons, and I understood that, and I appreciated it, and I still think that he's a good person, and I don't have any ill feelings with him now, because if he didn't do what he did, then I wouldn't have come across my real twin flame. And that's where this is the beauty of the journey, that I met somebody that was my real twin flame or is my real twin flame, and everything made sense. So he played a really huge part in my own journey, so I can't discredit him for that. And this is why I say God bless, and I wish him all the happiness and everything that I wish him everything, because he gave me a very special gift, and that was I can't put a price to that. So that's the good part about dealing with a catalyst twin flame or false twin flame, because they give you a gift. And you have to tell me, for the viewers that are watching, let me know if you felt the same way now, that whether they gave you a gift, because I think that they always part with some sort of gifts. And I know that in my case, he gave me the twin flame, right? So, I mean, when I was dealing with this person, there were so many things that had gone wrong in that connection, and there were people that were involved and stuff like that. There was so much hurt around it that I remember I used to say this to my friends, that and this is true fact, I'll share this. I used to say, because I was so hurt, that I will do better than him. That's what I said. And I said to my friends that my ego will not allow me to do anything less. So that's what I had said. And it just goes to show you can actually find this as an empowerment if you want. Because I did say, I will do better than him in every way, because my ego will not allow it. And yeah, I want to say that that came into fruition, because I did do better than him, and in much bigger and better way. Because when I compare my real twin flame to my catalyst twin flame, I think that 1,000 of my twin flame will not make one of 1,000 of my catalyst twin flame will not make one of my twin flame. Just it's that night and day situation. So he's definitely a way bigger, better, everything better in person, and just inside out in every way. And you can't put a comparison to that. So I did say it, and my higher self knew, or had listened, or God or universe, because that's the good part that came out of it. So the gift was there. So I hope that resonated as well, that part. So what else is there for signs and things? You will feel that they are a soul connection, that you have known them in your past life. Now, in any of my past life work, I always felt that way about him when I was dealing with it, but it never showed up in my healing sessions and whatever have you. It didn't show up in my healing as well. So whether that was true or not, I don't know, because those were what I had felt at that time. And here's a kicker that I don't understand with the collectives, because sometimes the collectives will ask other people that I'm dealing with this person, these are all my signs and things and whatever have you, but there's obviously some sort of confusion with the connection. So here they are asking opinions of a bunch of people, and I do not like this answer, because it's such a vague answer. The answer that everyone gives is, oh, you just know. It's within you. The answers are within you. Just know. Well, I'll tell you what. When I was dealing with my catalyst twin flame, I just knew as well, and the answers were within me. What does that mean? Was he my twin flame then? It wasn't. So this is the wrong answer that people give, and I don't like that answer, because during that time, like I said, your higher self is the boss. They know what they're doing, and the signs and things will definitely point in the direction for the perceived person that you feel is your twin flame, because that's what it is. You're supposed to actually feel that, right? You will feel it in your gut, in your instincts, and in your in every fiber of your being. You may actually end up getting some psychic readings or readings from readers and whatever have you. And that's another thing that some will say that this person is your twin flame. Others will say this person isn't your twin flame. So what does this actually mean? So these are some of the things that it doesn't really confirm your connection. I know that in my case, because I had such an intense connection with him, I had gone and done so much readings with readers, and it was a roll of the dice game as well. Some said, yeah, he's your twin flame. Others said he wasn't. So, it was what it was at that time. But, in my second round with the real twin flame, I have yet to come across somebody that has said that this person isn't my twin flame. Mind you, there's so much history that I've seen now in our connection from past lives and whatever have you. I want to say that, there is no doubt in my mind just who my twin flame is now. But it's also important to do past life work, I want to say, because you get to see your counterpart. And one of the biggest signs that you will see in your past life work is that you will see your twin flame in the same just different races and different culture, but they look the same. It's the way that your soul will distinguish between your twin flame and other people that you actually get to see in your past life. It's phenomenal actually when you look at it in that way, because I've talked to many collectives and they've seen it that way as well. So that's one of the signs that you're dealing with your actual real twin flame. If they actually look like you. So not look like, well, that's another sign actually for twin flames. Majority of the twin flames is that they look like you. So like my twin flame, he's the male version of me, so he looks like me. It's very interesting how that works as well. And my catalyst twin flame I have nothing in common with him, but that doesn't mean much because that depends on connection after connection. Some people say that they had lots of things that they had in common with their false twin or their catalyst twin flame. So, but in my case, I had nothing. I had the only similarity that I found was just the dates that were around my relatives and my friends in date of birth. So, but that's about it. Same month, just different days, but they were very close to his birthday. So that was the only sync that I found when it came to my own connection. But for twin flames from previous lifetime, you will see them as the same person because you are always born with some sort of soul amnesia, and when you are actually diving deep into your in your past life, you actually get to see the people very similar that are meant to show up in your healings that are already incarnated here. So that's another way you can actually distinguish between your real twin flame. So it's confusing, but it's not that confusing because these are some of the typical signs that are there. If you are in doubt, I always say do the twin flame test, and that's the 72-hour twin flame test. If you don't know what that is, I will link that article in the description as well, so you can have a look at that as well, and you can conduct a twin flame test. I do want to add that sometimes, and again, this is why I set that disclaimer right in the beginning of the video here, is that your higher self, if they want you to know certain things at the time of, then everything overrides around that. So I've had people that have conducted the twin flame test on their catalyst twin flame, and it did show up as the answers that they that they had asked for. It's very rare that happens, but it had happened to a few. So I won't say it's very common, but you don't know what you don't know, and there's no guarantee to what you don't know. That's the problem. It's just the way that think about it for a second here. How good would it be if you were watching a movie? For the first time, not the repeat ones. If you're watching a movie and you watch the beginning and you know the ending. You may know the ending a little bit, but don't you want to know what happens in between, which is the bulk part of the movie, where you actually enjoy the whole experience of the movie, the story, and how it unfolds? Don't you want to know the middle part of it and how it goes into the end of the movie, the end result? So that's sort of the same way that our soul's journey is. So we're not supposed to know too much, and that I want to add is one of the things that your higher self ensures, and it's just the way that they protect you. So it is what it is. Another thing I want to add is that for those that have dealt with their catalyst twin flame, or are dealing with one, and you feel or you suspect that this is the catalyst twin flame, usually within a year's time you meet the real twin flame. I believe this is the common scenarios that I have noticed among the collectives. It may drag on to a little bit longer, but it's not too far off. So if you are dealing with somebody that you feel is draining you energetically and is stressing you out, and that's another thing, that they will stress you out. A lot of good thing about dealing with the twin flame, catalyst twin flame, is that a lot of the unsettling energy, I want to say, I was trying to find the right word here, the unsettling energy that that you feel about your real, your catalyst twin flame. You kind of go through that phase with the catalyst twin flame, and then after that you don't have to worry about it with the real twin flame, because when the real twin flame comes, you have that aha moment, and you're like, okay, I can relax now. So that's a good part. So just embrace that part, when or just be reassured that that's gonna also be a part of it. You're not gonna feel a lot of BS issues and all the rubbish things. You deal with it with the catalyst twin flame. So when the real twin flame shows up in your life or rolls around, you have already healed a lot of it, or some of it won't get triggered up with the real twin flame, because your real twin flame will be so easygoing in that sense. The connection will be easygoing. It doesn't matter whether they have ghosted you, or in reality they don't want to have anything to do with you. I just want to say that it's just so much simpler. And yeah, in my case I felt that because as soon as though my twin flame has ghosted me, and it doesn't matter, like the energy is just so different. And there was just such a big relief for me personally when I encountered my real twin flame, because there was no drama. And that's I think the word that I should use is the drama, because everything is now minus the drama, and that's a good feeling to have, is not to deal with the drama. Who wants to deal with drama, right? We already have a very strenuous journey, and then we have stressful lives. Who wants all that drama? I know that nobody looks for those, and unfortunately the drama is there with the catalyst twin flame. So yeah, just know that if you are dealing with somebody that is giving a lot of drama, that could be also a result of your your dynamics being a false one. So yeah, it's a short video, this one, because I don't have much to share. And I don't want to share, because it's not an energy that I want to give to the twin flame, the catalyst twin flame, too much. And yeah, I just wanted to hop on and do a very brief video on it. It's not my usual, you know, the lengthy ones. I just want to say that the support is there from your guides, your higher self. Deal with one day at a time. The rest will unfold. You don't know what that looks like, unfortunately. Till the whole thing, you know, comes into a culmination, right? So, I just hope that you guys, you will make it. Let's just say, we all did, right? So the rest of the collectives, we all did. We made it through that, and it wasn't easy. And I'm glad that it was a shortest situation before my real twin flame showed up. So, and another sign that I want to say, and this is why you know, this particular phrase, you know, I don't like when people say, oh, you know, or, you know, the signs and things are there, look within you, and all that sort of thing, because 6 months prior to my real twin flame showing up in my reality, he was already showing up to me energetically. And unfortunately, at that time, I had thought I mistook that energy for the catalyst twin flame, because at the time that's who was in my life. So here I was thinking that all that 5D energy and whatever have you is actually him, when it wasn't. How I actually got to know the difference between the two energies when I began healing with healers. The same energy that I felt, you know, 6 months prior to, I saw it in the twin flame whenever he joined with me on my healing sessions. And you know, this is why it's so important to you know, and teachers will really emphasize on this aspect about really diving into your healing and taking it seriously with healers. Invest in yourself, invest the money, because you see so many layers of nuances that show up in your healing sessions as well. And as soon as I noticed that energy that showed up in my healing sessions, his higher self, I knew that without any doubt that you know, 6 months prior to him showing up into my real life, whoever that energy was actually my twin flame. So yeah, I want to say that those are false misconceptions as well when it comes to knowing deep within, and you just know, you ask within yourself. If life was that black and white, then we wouldn't be healing our gray areas. So unfortunately, this is why we are in a spiritual journey, because we are in that quest of understanding the you know, the gray area, which is the biggest area. You know, there's only a very thin layer of the white, and definitely a very thin layer of the black, and a lot of it is gray, and you have to actually segregate the white and the black, right? You know, and that's what you're doing. You're in the middle, and you're trying to figure out you know, which one rolls on which side. So, and that's the part, that's the middle part that I talk about. And you have no way of knowing it for sure. So yeah, all the best for those that are dealing with their catalyst twin flame. You will pass through it. Everybody has. It is what it is. But keep a journal. Keep a journal, because all the experiences that you're having, journal them, and then you have something to compare it to when the real one shows up, if that is what is supposed to be. You know, there's no other way of knowing at the moment. And for those viewers that had dealt with the catalyst twin flame, I'm pretty sure this video, whatever I've just told you, and if you've read the article, all of that will resonate, because it's though the experiences may be slightly different, it's not all that different. And I want to say that you know, pat yourself in the back, because you are over that. You may want to do some heavy energetic clearing healing, big time. big time. And I'm gonna link my energetic cord clearing meditation that's in the in YouTube for those that are new and are watching it for the first time. You need to cut all the cords, and especially with the catalyst twin flame. Though in my situation, I never had any romantic situation with him. We never laid hands on each other, physically, nothing. It was very, very vanilla type of, like connection. It didn't matter. I had to cut a lot of cords around that person because, like I said, this person was a sort of like an energy vampire, right? It just was always showing up, and yeah, I had to do a lot of cord cutting, and it was a very stubborn energy. And for those that have dealt with a twin flame that was false, you may want to look at that meditation that I've got, the guided meditation, and cut away. It won't happen in one try. You may have to do that with you may need to do it multiply. I'm just saying it because that's just what my experience was. I had to do it so many times. My own guided meditation, I did it so many times because I, geared it, created it based on one cord cutting per person at a time. So you have to go in and multiple times do it, right, with different people. And that's just the way that I had designed it, because that's what you want to do. It's who said that healing is an overnight process? It never is. So yeah, I want to really emphasize on that and that cord cutting meditation. Do it. If you haven't done it, you can start doing those, and just when you actually feel that it's over energetically with the person, you'll know it. And like I said, it was just very recent, that experience, and this was actually just before when I had gone into some healing, and I came into my inner union process. So it was so important that all those things all my ducks went in the same, they laid in the same row kind of thing. So yeah, that all process was part of my healing. It was so important, and I'm thankful that it's over energetically as well, because yeah, I just didn't understand why it took that long, but it took however long it did. So for people that are healing with that regarding their catalyst twin flame, you won't heal overnight. It's going to be a lot of subconscious stuff that you need to heal as well. You may in person feel like you have forgiven, you have moved on, whatever have you, but there's going to be time and time after when little things about them will trigger you. In my case, because we run into each other frequently, it was still there, and it's nice to just close that chapter once and for all. And it was yeah, thank God. It was trying, and I thought it'll never end, but it did. So yeah, it was just it's just the way it is. So yeah, let me know if this video made sense to you guys. Put your comments in the description box. I hope that whatever little information I gave you gave you some insight on your current connection, and you may want to just try the twin flame test. This was Twinflameunion, bringing you guys information on catalyst twin flame, false twin flame, or the near twin flame. These are all the same. I also want to tell you before I end the video that you will only deal with one catalyst twin flame. You will not deal with multiple. If you're dealing with multiple people that have similar experiences, then these are not your soul connection. And of course, you know that you only have one twin flame, one and only, that's it. From 7+ billion people on planet Earth, you only have that one twin flame, that's it. And yeah, one catalyst twin flame as well. So it's again, it's not for everybody because you didn't choose it. And anybody that teaches you around something different, don't believe it, because those were all soul lessons that you had signed up for. There's no such thing as you were wrong before and you're right now, or whatever have you. It's what you chose as an experience on a soul level to have, and your catalyst twin flame decided to assist you in that process. So that's where they come in huge, and they play a very big part in your journey. So you cannot you cannot go wrong. It's what was meant to. It was what was guided to. So one catalyst twin flame, one twin flame, and that's it. So you are done, and anything else that you're going to encounter after will be none of those. You know, it'll be just soul connections, soulmates, whatever. So yeah, good luck with all of that. And yeah, this was Twin Flame Union.